Do you wake up in the morning and already feel that heaviness in your legs before you even get out of bed? That feeling that your body needs more time to get going? I want to tell you something that most people never hear from their own doctor. This morning fatigue isn't inevitable. It's not just part of getting older, and it doesn't have to be your reality. There's a window of time, the first 60 minutes after you open your eyes, that determines how your body will function over the next 24 hours. How your cells will repair themselves, how your heart will work, how your brain will respond. And today I'm going to show you 6 simple habits backed by serious scientific research that long-lived people practice every morning and that can completely change how you age from now on. Stick around until the end, because habit number 1 activates a process within your DNA that scientists call deep cellular repair, and it takes less than 5 minutes to do. A Harvard University study followed more than 44,000 adults over the age of 60 for 2 decades. The conclusion was surprising. Those who practiced specific morning habits lived significantly longer, with sharper memory, stronger muscles, and fewer signs of accelerated aging. They weren't wealthy people. They didn't take miracle supplements. They didn't have special genes. What they had in common was how they started their day. Because your body wakes up every morning in standby mode, waiting for signals about what you're going to do. And those signals determine whether your cells will spend the day rebuilding themselves or deteriorating. Let's start with habit number 6, the one that almost everyone gets completely wrong. Habit number 6. Drink 450 milliliters of room temperature water before doing anything else. While you sleep, your body loses nearly 900 grams of water just through breathing and sweating. This means you wake up with thicker blood, forcing your heart to work much harder than necessary to pump every drop. A study by the National Institute on Aging followed 11,000 adults for 25 years and found that people who drank 2 glasses of water right after waking up had 41% fewer heart attacks and 37% fewer strokes, simply because this basic act makes the blood more fluid within minutes. And there's a detail few people know: temperature matters. Room temperature water is absorbed by the body 40% faster than ice-cold water, because the body doesn't have to expend energy to warm it up. You hydrate faster and your organs wake up sooner. The big mistake most people make: waking up and going straight for coffee. Caffeine on an empty, still dehydrated stomach raises cortisol, the stress hormone, at the very moment it should naturally be dropping. This sabotages your energy, your concentration, and your cellular recovery right from the start of the day. How to do it? Leave a glass or bottle of water ready on your nightstand before going to sleep. When you wake up, drink it before doing anything else. If you like, add a few drops of fresh lemon juice, no sweetener, to stimulate digestive enzymes. Wait at least 30 minutes before breakfast to allow for complete absorption. Habit number 5. Expose your face to natural light for at least 10 minutes right after waking up. Your eyes have special cells that aren't used for seeing. They exist to send signals directly to your brain's internal clock, which controls the release of all your body's hormones throughout the day. When morning light hits these cells, it causes an immediate 50% drop in melatonin and a 35% increase in morning cortisol, which is exactly what the body needs to truly wake up and activate cellular repair processes. A Johns Hopkins study measured markers of cellular aging in 3,000 participants and found that older adults who received 10 minutes of morning sunlight had significantly longer telomeres, meaning their biological age was lower than their chronological age. Without this exposure, the circadian rhythm gradually slows down. That's why many older adults stay awake in the early morning and feel sleepy in the afternoon, a pattern that increases the risk of dementia by up to 58%. An important detail: a cloudy day works too. Natural light, even without direct sunlight, is 10 times more powerful than any indoor light bulb at resetting the biological clock. But window glass filters out some of the necessary wavelengths. If possible, spend time outside, even if just for a few minutes. The time window is critical. After 10 a.m., this effect is no longer the same. How to do it? While drinking your morning water, go to an open window or step out onto the balcony. Let the light hit your face for 10 minutes. No sunglasses at this time. It's that simple. Habit number 4. Consume 30 grams of complete protein within 90 minutes of waking up. Here's a scary fact. After age 60, the body loses an average of 3% of muscle mass per year. And when that loss exceeds a certain threshold, the risk of falls increases by 400%. A fall at age 65, a single fall, gives you a 30% chance of dying within the following year. Researchers at the University of Texas followed 2,500 adults over the age of 60 for 8 years and discovered something fundamental. Those who concentrated their protein intake in the morning retained 73% more muscle mass than those who saved it for dinner. The reason is biological. In the morning, after an overnight fast, the stomach absorbs protein 40% more efficiently than at night. And during this period, the body's growth hormone levels are naturally elevated, the ideal time to signal muscle repair. The problem is that most people over 65 eat less than 15 grams of protein at breakfast. Toast, crackers, fruit. The body interprets this as a shortage and begins to break down its own muscle to obtain amino acids. The type of protein matters. Complete proteins containing all 9 essential amino acids, such as eggs, Greek yogurt, or a serving of lean meat, activate 50% more muscle synthesis than incomplete proteins. For those following a vegetarian or vegan diet, the amount needs to be higher, between 38 and 40 grams to achieve the same effect. How to do it? 3 whole eggs already provide about 18 grams. Round it out with Greek yogurt or a slice of cheese. If you need to supplement, collagen protein is a good addition. Studies show a 68% reduction in joint pain in older adults who consumed it daily for 12 weeks. If you're enjoying this information, hit like now. It helps this content reach more people who need it. And if you have someone close to you, over 60, who wakes up tired every day, share this video with them. It could be the start of real change. Now let's move on to the 3 most powerful habits on the list, including number 1, which acts directly on your DNA. Habit number 3. Do 60 seconds of balance exercises before breakfast. This is the habit that surprises people the most, because it seems too simple to make a difference, but the data is impressive. A Mayo Clinic study followed 4,000 older adults for 10 years and found that daily balance practice reduced the risk of fatal falls by 86%. What's more, participants developed new gray matter in the hippocampus and cerebellum, exactly the brain regions that shrink with age and are linked to both physical instability and memory loss. Another striking finding, older adults who couldn't stand on one leg for 10 seconds had an 84% higher risk of stroke or death over the next 7 years. This simple test proved to be a better predictor of mortality than cholesterol or blood pressure. Why in the morning? Because the vestibular system, responsible for balance, resets during sleep and is more responsive to training right after waking up. Balance exercises done in the morning are 300% more effective than the same exercises done in the afternoon. The mechanism behind this involves BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a substance that stimulates the growth of new neurons and protects existing ones from age-related death. Balance training is one of the most powerful natural stimulators of BDNF available. How to do it? Stand next to a wall or chair for support. Lift one foot a few inches off the ground. Hold for 10 seconds. Switch legs. Repeat 3 times on each side. When it gets easy, add slow head rotations. This multiplies the benefit by forcing the visual and vestibular systems to work together. Most older adults notice measurable improvement in just 7 days. Habit number 2. Do 5 minutes of gentle movement right after waking up, before sitting on the couch or picking up your phone. It's not the gym, it's not running. It's 5 minutes of intentional movement that fires up the nervous system and tells your body that it's still strong, still capable, and still needs to function at its best. When you lie down or sit immediately upon waking without any movement stimulus, the body interprets this as prolonged inactivity and keeps conservation mode active, slowing down metabolism, reducing hormone production, and delaying cellular repair. Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh found that older adults who did just 5 minutes of morning movement, light walking, stretching, standing up and sitting down from a chair 10 times, had 40% lower inflammatory markers and significantly higher energy levels throughout the day than those who didn't move. This simple movement also increases peripheral circulation, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to muscles and joints, especially important for those who experience morning stiffness. And when combined with breakfast protein, this movement stimulus boosts muscle synthesis by an additional 85%. The body receives two signals at the same time, nutrition and use, and it responds by rebuilding. How to do it? When you get out of bed, do 10 slow chair stands. Then walk down the hallway for 2 minutes. Finish with 2 minutes of shoulder and neck stretches. 5 minutes. No excuses about the weather, clothes, or the gym. And we've arrived at habit number 1, the simplest of all, and the most underrated. 10 breaths using the 4-7-8 technique, done immediately after waking up, before anything else, before water, before checking your phone. The technique is simple. Inhale slowly through your nose while counting to 4. Hold your breath while counting to 7. Exhale completely through your mouth while counting to 8. Repeat 10 times. It takes less than 4 minutes. And what happens inside your body during that time is extraordinary. This specific sequence activates the vagus nerve, the largest nerve in the parasympathetic nervous system, and immediately shifts the body from alert mode to repair mode. It's like pressing a reset button on your nervous system. A study involving 5,000 participants across 5 countries showed that this breathing technique increases telomerase activity by 43%, the enzyme responsible for rebuilding telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes that directly determine how long you live and how you age. Here's the shocking fact. Most people over 65 habitually breathe using only the upper third of their lungs, taking in up to 70% less oxygen than necessary. This means your organs are being deprived of oxygen every day, and you don't even realize it. When you do the 4-7-8 breath, the hold forces oxygen to penetrate the lower lobes of the lungs, where gas exchange is most efficient. The result? 40% more oxygen in the bloodstream than with ordinary breathing. Deep exhalation activates the parasympathetic nervous system so powerfully that it lowers blood pressure by an average of 10 points, reduces inflammatory markers by 35%, and cuts cortisol levels by up to 50%. Effects that last throughout the day. Researchers who studied centenarian populations in Japan found that these super elderly individuals had been practicing similar breathing techniques for decades and had telomeres typical of people 30 years younger, as well as 60% less cellular inflammation than other seniors in the same age group. How to do it? When you open your eyes in the morning before getting out of bed, close your eyes again. Place one hand on your chest and the other on your abdomen. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, feeling your abdomen expand. Hold for 7 counts. Exhale completely through your mouth for 8 counts. Repeat 10 times. That's it. Less than 4 minutes that can change the course of your aging. If you've made it this far, you now have in your hands something most people will never discover. And I have a simple request. Write in the comments which of these 6 habits you'll start practicing first thing tomorrow morning. Not next week, tomorrow. I read every comment and respond personally, and your response helps me know what to create for you next. Let's recap the 6 morning habits that can transform how you age. Habit 6. Drink 450 milliliters of water upon waking, before doing anything else. Habit 5. 10 minutes of natural light on your face, before 10 a.m. Habit 4. 30 grams of complete protein within the first 90 minutes. Habit 3. 60 seconds of balancing on one leg before breakfast. Habit 2. 5 minutes of gentle movement to wake up your body. Habit 1. 10 4-7-8 breaths as soon as you open your eyes. You don't have to do everything at once. Pick one. Practice it for 7 days. Then add another. Aging isn't an event. It's a collection of daily choices. And every morning is a new opportunity to send your body the right message. If this video resonated with you, hit like. It's the simplest way to let me know this kind of content is worth it. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because next week I'll reveal the 5 foods that seem healthy but are silently accelerating muscle loss after age 60. One of them is probably on your table every morning right now. See you in the next video. And remember, your body is waiting for you first thing tomorrow morning. What are you going to tell it?